Hello everybody. I'm back here to give you another 1 versus 1. This is a beta matchup between our Vermont player Purlictor and our US player Lieutenant Rhodes, or also known as Ironwings, on our game replays forums. And Purlictor is actually on our game replays forums as well. I think he's under the same exact name. So anyway, I'm going to get this game started right away from the 5-second mark, starting in 3, 2, 1, play. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So our player Lieutenant Rhodes, I don't know much about him. I haven't seen him play. His level's around level 10, level 8, like that. And our Purlictor player is what was it I'm gonna say? Level 10, but he's also played against Chains. I don't know if you've seen that game, but I did cast that game, and I'd say it's one of my top 3 favorite. Chains is a level 16 player, and he's a very good player, and he played very well against Chains. And I'm not going to spoil it, but I recommend you go watch that game. They got a lot of positive feedback, and it's very, very entertaining. And he did open up with 2 MGs during that game, and let's see if he does that here. It was on Langres, so the Langres kind of favors that startup, and it's actually opening with a sniper, so right off the bat he's starting with something totally different. It's not going to be MGs, but how often do you see a sniper start out? So he's going to have to be very careful with this sniper, losing it early game. It is about 340 manpower. I hope I'm right on that, but either way, it is a lot of manpower. You need to be very, very careful. Engineer squads, it can pick 2 shots to an engineer squad, should force retreat, as they are only 3 guys in there, and if you're smart, if our US player is smart, you always want to retreat those squads. So US player isn't going to be coming out with anything funky. He does have his first rifle squad out on the field, and actually building a bike and a sniper are a great combo. The bike will be able to give the extra range to that sniper and give the intel so the sniper doesn't accidentally walk onto any squads. As this middle area is very urban, there's a very high chance of you walking into a rifle squad and whatnot. There's not a lot of open areas to where you can hug onto the sides. However, here in the left and right sides of the map, you can see here on the attack map, it is very open, but I would assume he's going to go for the middle, because that's just what you want on this type of map. If you lose the middle, you're pretty much stuck into your base and contained, forcing you to go the long way, which is a situation you don't want to be in unless that's what your strategy revolves around. But it's very rare to see that, and you're not going to be able to do that with a sniper, of course. So here comes our bike and sniper combo. Let's see what he can do. The bike is over here, probably going to scout out. Where'd that rifle squad go? Not going to scout out anything. There's the rifle squad at the low fuel point. Doesn't see anything, so he says, okay, I'm going to go up north, bringing his bike up there, and bam. Sees an engineer squad, and I think he's going to deny capping power very well here, is what he's going to focus on before he starts getting anything really strong out here. He actually has a second bike. So this is going to be pretty interesting. I haven't really seen this. This is kind of reminds me of the computer, actually. But you can see the bike is running into these rifles. That is not miss micro. That is to screw up the pathing of the riflemen so they can't shoot as well, as accuracy is decreased when they're moving. They can't micro as well, or they can't cap. And you can see he's already forced the first retreat with 2 bike squads and a rifle and a sniper squad, or a sniper, not a squad. It's just one guy. But anyway, you can see he's continuing the cap down here in the south. So far he's won the first fight. It's working out for him, but let's see how he's going to follow it up. Checking his Vermont quarters, he's actually building an MG right now, so that could be to lock down this middle here if there are no squads, or perhaps because he's already on the left side, throw it into this building and he's safe to go and then come back in the middle. But I'm just kind of guessing here, and he's already going to the medium fuel point here on the left side, so that's going to cut him off from the plus 10 munitions, cut off our American player. It doesn't look like he's responding to that and deciding, well, I'm just going to go the other way and cap the right side of the map and take the middle, and perhaps eventually go for a choke and contain him into his base. Maybe he knows this, and his MG is going to try to prevent that, or just send him to the left side of the building, like I said earlier, and it looks like he's going to do that. So somewhat of a contain on the side of the map. Oh, MG kind of getting caught out here in the open. Will it be able to run to this building before this rifle squad catches up to it? kind of trying to stay behind this building and not take any damage from that rifle squad, and does a very good job of that. Rifle squad is not chasing that down, and you can see reinforcements are now coming in. Our American player does know that, so he's going to pull back a little bit, wait for second rifle squad. He spots the MG, so he knows where that's at. Let's see if the rifle squad, second rifle squad, does flanking, but no, he decides to back off. Doesn't get suppressed, so he's safe to back off, only losing one guy. And right now, I would, if I was an American player, I would get a Jeep. It would help flank the MGs and kind of shut down his snipers as well. If anything, you can kind of brute force to his snipers and force a retreat, because Vermont player would be very scared to losing that sniper, as it is very expensive. You can see quite a bit of harassment here. The Jeep, great motorcycle micro trying to get in between the rifle squad, and he does, killing off the capping guy right there. Now down to 4 guys, losing health very quick. Oh, and losing that Jeep. Didn't realize how low that health was, so he does manage to come out on top there, killing a bike, and that is a little unfortunate. So he does force a retreat. Map control is still kind of favoring, pretty even actually, as the American player is taking this +10 fuel, and you can see this barbed wire here is a U-shaped form, and that forces the American player to walk around it and go into that MG fire. Of course, he already knows that. His engineers do have barbed wire cutters, so he just cuts right through that. If it was a rifle squad, it would have been more effective, but unfortunately it is not. So he is going to bring a Pioneer squad out here that is currently getting the flamethrower upgrade. The American player, there's no way he can know about this, so he's going to happily engage, and hopefully he's watching here. I don't see any other battles going on in the minimap, and there goes, it's popped. He's not retreating, he's not microing just yet. He probably thinks he's safe and just left the squad there. We do have a first Volksgrenadier squad coming out onto the field. So that's and a Craig barracks. Oh, skirmish phase, so we may see a Craig barracks, I'm not sure yet. So it does finally retreat that engineer squad. Didn't lose any guys, just some health, so not a huge deal there. And we have more of an engagement up here in the north between a sniper and a bike versus a rifle squad. The sniper and the bike should come out on top. The sniper is already up to 8 kills. The rifle squad really can't do much. If it closes into the distance, it's going to lose to that bike and sniper. However, there is a flank between a rifle squad and an engineer squad with the flamethrowers. Oh no, that sniper is probably going to go down. He's definitely desperately trying to get it away. If he retreats it, it's going to run backwards into the path of that rifle squad. So he's kind of caught in a bad position there, and unfortunately loses it. Loses the bike as well. And now the Pioneer squad needs to get out of there. Definitely don't want to lose anything else, so at least manages to save one Pioneer squad. It looks like this MG is a little late to the party, as they were trying to turn that fight around, but they might force a retreat on this rifle squad at least. He will probably lose that fuel point as well. And rifle squad will actually retreat into this MG, so he should know about it if he is paying attention. And is he moving? No, he's not adjusting. MG is setting up, and it looks like he will get the suppression onto that rifle squad, but that rifle squad will happily cap that fuel point and then retreat. So it is a victory once again for our American player, and it looks like our Vermont player has kind of lost map control all over the place. He does manage to cut off the American player from the left side, but he really doesn't have much income here. And a Volksgrenadier squad is getting just burnt alive. You want to back off and not get caught too close to the engineer squad. And the engineer squad does realize this, so he's gonna he's backing off because there's a mine place. There's a mine place right there. So that's what he's doing, baiting him into a mine and coming out on top there. Engineer squad can happily walk away. This Volksgrenadier squad is suppressed, and now this MG squad will reclaim this +5 fuel, and looks like this MG squad will suppress that rifle squad as well as the Pioneer squad to help support that. However, the rifle squad is adjusting. We'll look behind this bush before the MG sets up and avoid that suppression. Fire is going off, but it doesn't look like they'll get the suppression, so unfortunately that Pioneer squad is kind of left alone here. There's a Volksgrenadier squad, but it's very low on health. The MG needs to hurry up and set up, face the southern position, but it is actually walking towards the southern position. Going to walk directly into the rifle squad. Rifle squad needs to back up just a little bit, but takes too many hits anyway and will retreat. So could have turned into a very bad scenario there, but manages to kill off 2 guys and win that fight, because that Volksgrenadier squad is very low on health, deciding to keep it there and continuing to cap. So it's going to check the teching for both our players. Looks like we have a mortar pool out for our American player. And going to check our Wehrmacht player. Doesn't look like I see anything. He's probably going for tier 3. And yes, he is building that Sturm Armory. Putting it up just now. I'm not sure what he's going to get out of that, really. I mean, he can get Pumas. Pumas are always good. It's not like he can get anything bad from tier 3. It's just I haven't seen, you know, you got to read your player. You haven't seen many bars, you don't see many riflemen, so he's probably going to go some sort of mortar pool play, which he is, of course. And his M8 is going to happily counter your tier 3 play if you bring out a Puma. And let's see if he does bring out a Puma, or perhaps kind of tricks him and brings out a Stug, which counters the M8. However, the M8 is very quick on the field. It can run away from a Stug. It can do circles around it. It can lay mines all over the map and whatnot, as it is very urban in the middle. You can lay it down in this choke point right here, right outside your opponent's base. There's just so many places to lay mines down. And the mortar pool also provides, what is it called, AT guns, and which also counters Pumas very well and whatnot. And looks like he ran into a mine here. Not too happy about that. Pretty good mine placement. I'm kind of looking around the map and I'm seeing mines in random spots. Here's one by our American player actually, and not too much going on. It's pretty slow. They're just kind of busy dealing with their tech, trying to get their tech units out, as they both went a very tech heavy builds, so you don't see a lot of action when both players go tech heavy, of course. And it looks like our Wehrmacht player though is taking advantage of this and slowly taking the map, this middle portion of the map. And we do have our first M8 now. It looks like up north there's an MG taking care of an rifle squad that was taking a plus 16 munitions point. And let's see what this M8 does. Now I think about it, there's not a counter for it at the moment. He's just laying mines down here. Can he see the M8? No, he can't see the M8. He was laying mines there, decides not to. That would have been kind of a good spot. However, oh well. Anyway, he's moving the M8 up here in the north. He does see the M8. Do we have a counter for it, as I was talking about earlier? And no, so the Puma can counter the M8. I was kind of forgot about the upgun Puma. It doesn't do, it's not a huge counter, it's kind of a, not really a soft counter, but the M8 can still do quite a bit of damage to the Puma. You're just kind of have to rough it out and bring in some Pioneer squads to repair it. And see the Jeep, he actually did get a Jeep here, and flanking those MG squads, and that sniper better not get too close to that Jeep, as it will go down very quickly. But those Pioneer squads do have the flamethrower upgrade, almost running into that mine, but it does die before it does do that. And the M8 still doing quite a bit of harassment, does have 5 kills already, and I'm not sure what he's building. So he's building a Stug to counter the M8, as I was saying earlier. However, the M8 is very quick. It can lay down mines, it can bait the Stug in the mines and dance around. It also denies map control very, very well, and looks like he did build 2 snipers. I wish this was like a StarCraft 2 replay system where you can see the production tab and all that jazz. Would be very, very nice. And he does lay a mine right here in the middle of the road. Let's see how that pays off for him. I'm kind of gonna cheat here because I did read the comments and I heard this mine did a pretty good job. So I may hit the Stug. I'm not sure what it did exactly, but I just heard it was a good mine. And these snipers going to work on that rifle squad. They can actually double shot this engineer squad and force it to retreat. It does have the flamethrower upgrade and can repair this M8 happily. It looks like the Stug is now on the field and going to shoot away these squads and M8, and that should win him the fight for sure. Getting one shot onto that M8, and the M8 is now gone. The mine is still here. Hopefully it doesn't run these 2 sniper squads in there. Oh, gets a damage engine onto that Stug. That was not the M8 mine, but damage engine does make it slower, as the Stug is pretty slow from the start, and forcing another engineer squad here in the middle to retreat. As I said earlier, the mortar pool now has the AT gun, which counters the Stug very well. Keeps that Stug at bay and allows the M8 to run around. And the fighting is actually up here in the north, and that's a lot of open field for the AT gun to take shots. Not too many buildings the Stugs can hide behind. maybe this hill, I'm not 100% sure, and this building. That's pretty much it. So, but the AT gun is unsupported, so the Stug really can actually brute force past this AT gun, go behind it, and start taking it out. Or this Pioneer Squad can do it as well. Oh my goodness, I missed the mine. I think those two snipers. I'm going to zoom in, and they look like two snipers. I'm not 100% sure. But let's see, and it looks like he did lose those snipers. Unfortunately, I missed that, but I did hear it. So he did kill two snipers with that M8 mine, and here comes the AT gun. It is supported now by that rifle squad, so the Pioneer Squad can't really do anything to it. And he is maybe a little scared of stickies. However, I don't think he got stickies. I can't tell, but we'll see later into the game here. And it looks like he's going to push out. However, there's an MG that will keep that rifle squad at bay, so they're keeping each other at bay. The AT gun keeping that tank from rolling over his rifle squads, and the MG keeping that rifle squad from rolling over his Volksgrenadier squads. However, the rifle squad, there is a rifle squad that is flanking. The Stug will counter squads easily. However, it doesn't do too much damage. It takes a lot of time. And oh, nice little, that's actually a motor, I believe. I don't know, I've been on top of my game lately. I've been playing a lot of StarCraft, I admit it. I guess it was a mine that hurt that rifle squad. However, the MG did adjust and forces both of them to retreat. So suppressing one squad, readjusting your MG, and suppress the other squad, and you've pretty much got the game there, especially with the Stug to mop him up. And now the AT gun is unsupported, so really just needs to throw a squad up here. Hopefully he realizes that, throws a squad up there, takes out the AT gun, and is good to go. And actually building a second AT gun, bringing it out into the middle of the map. So he's going to kind of sandwich that Stug if it decides to go anywhere. And I hear the M8 doing a little more harassment, is up to 6 kills, did force an MG, actually almost killing the MG, and retreats, that forces that squad to retreat. Looks like building another sniper to replace that, those two snipers that did die. That's a lot of manpower, about I'd say about 700 manpower, just kind of estimating there, don't want to do the math. And we do have the weapon support center out for our American player, bringing out a motor. I'm not sure about that, unless, I mean, our Wehrmacht player's been going heavy snipers. He did kill the two snipers, so he's probably thinking, well, my opponent won't build any, whoa. That's a bouncing wheel, bounced all the way in front of my screen, but he probably thinks he's not going to build two more snipers, and it's safe to get a motor and a weapon support center out. I can build my own snipers and kind of give him a taste of his own medicine. However, he did rebuild those two snipers happily, as one already has veterancy. You got the veterancy upgrade for the support veterancy upgrade, excuse me. And that motor is actually going to work, I believe. I hear some kind of fighting, and yes it is. Firing into the middle, almost killing that Pioneer squad, forces it to retreat. So he does manage to get the middle VP, and the VPs are now 288 to 491. And oh no, the AT gun getting caught out of position, getting killed by this MG, and the M8 was trying to save it. However, it's too little, too late. There's also a sniper over here. Luckily, that sniper didn't fire, or the M8 probably would have just ran on top of that sniper and tried to kill it. The Stug is in here, barging its way through, firing onto the M8. There's now nothing to counter the Stug because the AT was killed. Is he going to reman it with this rifle squad? He could, and I'm guessing he will, because the Stug is facing its rear. It's facing the M8 that is kind of dancing around, distracting the Stug, so he does reman the AT gun. However, the sniper is firing onto that AT gun. One more shot will get rid of it. Gets a rear armor hit, however it's too little, too late. Huge explosion there. I think he laid an M8 mine down right before it died, because it did get a destroyed engine, and now it is crippled. However, one more shot from the AT gun would have killed it. Unfortunately, there's nothing here to do that. And here, more fighting up here in the north between two rifle squads and a Stug. Looks like not sure, does he have stickies? He's trying to chase on that Stug, and the Stug is backing up. I saw it get a damaged engine earlier, but I'm not sure what did it. And it looks like this was from a previous mine. And yes, he does have stickies, so now we know. And the MG will shoo away those rifle squads, shoo away, forcing one to retreat, shoo away the second rifle squad to retreat, as they will get suppressed if they try to get close to that Stug. And you can see the double snipers going to work once again. Lots of fighting here in the middle. Rifle squad decides to take that church. I'm not sure who's going to win this fight. If the Stug can get into this fight, take care of this rifle squad, and then, oh no, did he lose a sniper? Losing both of his snipers once again by a flanking rifle squad. That sucks. That's unfortunate because those rifles are snipers are so expensive, and reclaiming the middle. Once again, 288 to 461. I'm going to do a quick time synchronization. 19, 50, 51, 52, 53. And will he get another sticky off? He probably will. It won't kill the Stug as it has been repaired already. But then that's more time that Stug is out of commission. Not totally out of commission, but damaged engine, and it is very slow. Easy pickings and whatnot. And there's actually an AT gun up here in the north. The MG takes this building right next to the AT gun. AT gun needs to back off. Will probably get away as it is in green cover, and it's not taking too much damage. It is unsupported, however, so any squad could walk up onto it. There's a rifle squad. He does realize that and is sending a rifle squad over there to help out the AT gun and save it. It's actually going to take some shots onto that building. Won't do the best damage to it, but why not? You might get a lucky hit or whatnot. And just check where our US player is at. He's claimed middle map controls, and only with one rifle squad actually. I don't see any other rifle squads. Gonna look into his base. He did build a tank depot. Not sure what he's building. Obviously it's gonna be a tank. I don't know if it's a crocodile or a regular Sherman, but we'll soon see. We do have another sniper out for a Wehrmacht player, so he really loves his snipers, and they have been paying off, but unfortunately kept losing them to the M8 mine and then getting flanked here. It looks like he may lose a rifle squad. No, he does manage to get out of there as the Wehrmacht player decides to walk right by it and not focus fire it, and deciding to cap the middle munitions. Better to reclaim the middle map controls, what he's trying to do, and he does. So VP's 266 to 461. A Wehrmacht player is down. So, and where is this tank depot at? What did he build? It's not building anymore. Did he cancel it? No, it looks like it's still building. I don't know. I'm a little tired. I woke up at 5. So anyway, we do have another AT gun up here, down here in the south. So he's going to take care of the Stug very well. He needs to be really careful with the Stug because there are AT guns out on the field. And yes, it was a Sherman, and the Sherman does quite a bit of damage to the Stug as well. It can also dance around the Stug as the Stug's turret is pretty much stuck facing forward, and it looks like a Wehrmacht player doesn't have any real counter to it.